In the studio, I've been joined by the presidential spokesman, Alhaji Kanu, and he's here to talk about the launch of the official launch of the census. 2026, and also the build-up towards the census. We're going to discuss that. We are urging Sierra Leoneans to support the process and also look at the president's visits as ECOWAS chairman to Guinea-Bissau, among other government activities as well. Honorable, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
I like your dress.
Thank you very much. I have to look decent for you.
Definitely, Honorable. And I also have with me Fatoma Sam, and he's the National Public Relation Officer for the Trinity Boys Association, and he's here to talk about their 61st, celebration of the school, the Holy Trinity Secondary School, and we want to talk about that. Welcome to the show, Fatoma.
Yeah, I will start with Insa Mutanda.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Yeah. All right, so let me start off with you, Alpha Khan. You were at the official launch of the census 2026. And you urge Sierra Leoneans to support the process. I know that the last one was quite challenging because the opposition was telling their supporters not to partake in the process. But this one, according to statistics, they said it's been fruitful and successful because everybody's on board. Why the call in the first place by you?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Census is an obligation of government. And census, to be counted, is also an obligation of the citizens. We know that from scriptures, we heard that our Lord Jesus Christ was born on the census night. They went to Bethlehem of Judea with his parents. At that time, he was unborn. And to be counted, his earthly father, Joseph, and his mother left Nazareth. They went to be counted. This is 2,000 years ago. It was important at that time for a carpenter to move from his usual place of residence to spend census night in Bethlehem to be counted. It shows that census is imperative for every citizen to be counted. The census does not only count us to know the numbers that are in the country, but it counts us so that development planning can be effective. Census, this particular one, does not only count people, it also counts what is called household census. That is, the number of houses we have, plus the activities we engage in. Lots of information that government needs for us to be served well by a very responsible government. Yes, the last time, in 2021, there was what was called the midterm census. That census was preparatory to the decennial, the actual obligation, the real constitutional obligation of government is to count the people of Sierra Leone every 10 years. But you're also given an opportunity to update, just like the Minister of Finance gives his budget. There are times when he has to do a supplementary budget, sometime down the line during the year. So things might change, and you might decide that, let me just get another assessment to confirm the figures that I have seen and see the trend of how this population is developing against the arrival of the time for the census. So this census is obligatory for all of us. And I'm very happy that at the lunch, I saw a lot of my former colleagues, but they're still my brothers and friends, from the APC. They attended there. I saw Logus Korobas there. Yeah. I saw the mayor there. I saw the chairman of Bali District Council there. And all of them this time are really ready to support the census. Because if they don't, they'll be hurting themselves. Like they hurt themselves in 2021. They told the people, some of them told the people not to be counted. That was a big mistake. Affected them politically, socially, and developmentally. So it's very important for government to know how many people live in a community. Do they deserve a new road system? Do they need a school? Is it necessary for a health center to be built there? It all depends on the numbers of people who are there, because democracy itself is a government for the people, by the people, and of the people. So, if you really want to practice democracy seriously, you must know how many people you're targeting. And so that is important. If you do not do a census, you don't know how many people live in a village or how many people live in a city or another kind, the democracy itself is flawed. So yes, the opposition is ready, everybody is ready, the youth are ready, the CSOs are ready, the school children are ready, us, the older folk, are ready, and I believe that this time it will be a very successful venture. And so we are asking everybody to allow themselves, or to get themselves to be counted. Let them count you by this country. Because if they don't count you, it's like you are absent in the book of life. The census records for Sierra Leone is the book of life of Sierra Leoneans. If you are not in that book, you don't exist in this country. So if development oversteps you and flies over your head or passes over your feet and things like that, it means that you created a situation to be forgotten. And we really want everybody to be counted. That is why I was at the lunch, and the luncheon was well attended. The statements themselves were encouraging, inspirational. The chief minister did give the keynote address on behalf of His Excellency, who at the time was already away in attending to all the regional security issues in Guinea-Bissau. So the government is running like a well-oiled machine. Everything works. And I'm part of that, a cog in that wheel, and I'm happy that this is working.
Like you stated, census is very important, and we are in, if government wants to do development, by that alone will help guide government in terms of how the process should go on. And the mayor was here yesterday, and he was saying their tendency to see the number of the capital city expanded, probably in terms of reaching towards 2 million population, and other places as well, because the number is growing. But how would this help in terms of decentralization when it comes into supporting districts, supporting region from governments, with the census, and with this collaboration we've seen so far, it's quite encouraging.
Thank you. Decentralization depends also on a census, a good census, an accurate census, an acceptable census. To be able to reach everybody, to be able to provide services for everybody, you really need to know who and who live where. And then you will know which areas should be decongested, which areas can accept more people, and that kind of thing, and what kind of services you are going to present, going to offer for that area. Decentralization is important. It's part of an administrative strategy. It's not the first time. When in colonial days, there were only 3 districts in Sierra Leone, plus the western region, the colony. There was Karina district, there was Bandajuma district, and there was also the eastern district there of in Tongo area, what they call that place. Never mind, there were 3 districts, only 3 districts. Because at that time the population was about 1 million and something. But when the population reached 2.5 million, the districts were expanded, something like 5 districts, and then later on to 12 districts. So as and when the population increases, it is important to create new localities so that the services can be rendered to those people, bringing service to the people closer at any time. You take the case of the Falaba district. It used to be Koinadugu district. At that time, Koinadugu district was a district of 33 chiefdoms. And it was very difficult for services to reach all the way to Kubola, Mungo, and even Sinkunia. But when they have been now decentralized and given a new district, they now have their own district headquarters in Mongo, in a Falaba district. And the road from Kabbalah, which used to be a non-consequential, an inconsequential road, is now being paved with tarmac, so that we will connect district headquarters towns from one district headquarters town to another. So having a district headquarters town in Kabbalah, in Mongo, it means now that there should be a road, navigable road, good road, tarmac from Kabbalah. So all of the villages and towns along that side are going to derive benefit from that. So this is just a simple example. Yes, the mayor told you that there are plans to break the city or divide the city into different localities. But these localities are only administrative in order to, the greater city of Freetown still exists. And these localities will be subsumed under the greater city of Freetown. So it just means that we are dividing it into sections and giving them their own administrative headquarters where people feel closer to the councils. That's what the whole decentralization business is about. And I think it makes work effective and more efficient in delivering services to the people.
So are we hoping to see this collaboration continue with all other political parties, you know, and as government have made commitments, you know, with the president very key of the census, you know, and according to statistics themselves, they said the government commitment towards the process is quite very huge. And with over 30-something million government have pumped in almost 45 to 50% of the money to run the census. It shows government is committed to ensure the process is well successful.
Well, to make work easier for government, in order to administer the country properly, you need to know who's in the country and what they do and where they are located. The budget, I understand, for this is about 32 million. Government has already committed 25 million. There's a deficit of about $7 million, which we hope that the usual traditional partners like the World Bank, UNFPA and things like that may come in. But if they don't, and the government will still have to find ways to complete that, because we really need to have a complete census this time, an acceptable census, and the collaboration. But we're already seeing the commitment, the alacrity from the other political party leaders in order for us to have a successful census. It's commendable already. So I think that is half the work done already, because the last time, you're not only going there to count the people and take stock of what they have. We also had to engage in heavy sensitization and awareness raising to get the people to agree to be counted. I saw situations where enumerators were chased with machetes from other places, even here in the Western area. Not only in remote areas like Kamalo and Kamakwi and all that, but right here in the Western area, around the peninsula. Enumerators were chased with the instruments of violence and with threats of being attacked bodily. But this time, the commitment is really very encouraging, that everybody wants that to be done. We now know the disadvantage of not being counted, and we want all of the Sierra Leoneans to be counted this time.
All right, I'll come back to Honorable Alhaji Alpha Khan. He's a presidential spokesman, and we've just talked about the census. We're going to talk about the president's visits to Guinea-Bissau and other activity of the president. He also launched the initiative of job creation for young people, which was pioneered by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Partners, and also commissioned the bridge in Bo as well. We'll talk about that. But let me come over to Fatoma from the Holy Trinity. The Trinity School Old Boys Association is a public relation officer. Toba 61. What is that sounds like?
Of course, thank you very much for hosting me this morning. Of course, Toba 61 sounds like a very great thing because it's a celebration for academic excellence. And but before I go to that, I want to take you through about Holy Trinity Secondary School.
Okay.
Of course, Holy Trinity Secondary School is a school that is located in the eastern part of Sierra Leone, Kenema to be specific. A school that is not just a stone to the Cambu Hills, and it's a 100% boys school. And it's a Catholic school, and the proprietor is the bishop of the Diocese of Kenema. And of course, we have the alumni, which is TOBA, the Trinity Old Boys Association, and this school was established, or this school was born in 1964. So 1964 to date is 61 years. So we are celebrating our 61 years of academic excellence. We are celebrating the 61 years of resilience. We are celebrating 61 years of discipline. We are celebrating 61 years of pure boys school. It's a 100% boys school. So Toba is at 61. So we'll start the celebration next week. But we'll take you through the calendar for
the activities.
With the activities plan. And Toba 61 celebration runs from the 8th to the 14th of December 2025, sorry. And that is next week, second week in December, we are going to start the celebration. And we have the calendars. Let me read through the calendar. And on the 8th of December, we have we are going to begin with the flag raising and back to school. And the flag raising and back to school, on that day, we are going to raise two flags. We are going to have the national flag and the school flag as well, and the school campus. We are going to encourage all boys to come together, inclusive with the current pupils, and then we have that process ongoing. And also we have the back to school on that very day. Back to school is a process wherein we involve all boys to come together. You wear your school uniforms, you know, maybe you wear the JSS uniform, the SSS uniform, and then you go there and you exhibit yourself. You have your school bags, you have your regalias up, and then you go there and then you exhibit yourself. That's the first day, that's the day one, that's Monday. And on Tuesday, we are going to host the speech day and prize giving. And of course, we are going to do it to honor academic excellence, you understand? And we are going to do it to recognize the best students in the school. We are going to do it to recognize the best pupils from this subject to this subject, from English, this, that, or even in wax, or even in Beke.
I mean, is the past pupils will be recognized?
No, the past pupils will give a prize to the current pupils. Yeah, so the prize giving is for the pupils, and the speech day, the speech day specifically is for the Sonny boys. In Toba, we don't call ourselves old boys. That's why we call ourselves Sonnies, because we are Catholic school. You understand? They call us, in fact, they call us church boys. That makes us to be very unique. You understand? They call us church boys. That makes us to be very unique. And we are Catholic students and pupils. So on that day, we'll have the speech day and the prize giving day for the pupils. And on the 10th of December, that is Wednesday, we'll continue with a lot of activities. We have inclusive activities, you know, cut across from the national, from the pupils, and then we have the students. So on this day, the 10th of December, we'll be having the intervarsity competition. Toba is established in all of the universities in this country, recognized universities in this country. That is why we have the NUS executive, NUS Toba. You understand? So on that day, on the 10th of December, we'll be having intervarsity for intervarsity football match among the students, so that they can also exhibit their talent on that day. And on the 11th of December, that is Thursday, we have our football match final and a career day. And it is not the absence of money that makes us to be poor, but the absence of ideas. So in Toba, we are going to bring more ideas. We are going to have a career day on that day on the school campus. For example, we invite nurses, you come and build your booth on the campus. We invite the banks, we invite the journalists large, we invite other sectors. You come there, and then you exhibit yourself. You tell the student what they want to do. Most of the times, people go to universities, they don't have this counseling spirit. You just, for example, you're doing art, and then you switch to science. You don't even know what you're going to do. So we are creating that career day on that day to have that situation, so that people will know exactly, something to counsel them and then give them some experience.
Is that for the ongoing students?
That is for the ongoing students.
Yeah.
You understand? Student that will be graduating from the from the secondary school to university. You understand? So that is the career day. And on the 12th of December, that is Friday, we are going to have a full athletics day. That is athletics day, track and field. But in the morning hour, we'll be having a cross country.
Are you going to run?
Well, I'm going to run. But we're going to have a cross country in the morning hour. And then we are going to have a topic for that. You understand? We are going to speak about Kush. You understand? Because Kush is affecting a lot of young boys in this country, especially in the Far East. So, but we want to lead that campaign on that very day. That's Coach Country in the morning hour. We'll have it's going to be a health walk. We involve all the old boys, inclusive of the current pupils, and then stakeholders in the community. We have that cross country in the morning hours. We speak about Kush, we speak about the effects of Kush, we speak about a lot of things that are destroying the young boys. And then in the afternoon, we have the sport activities. That is the athletics, track and field. You understand? On that day, we are going to have a lot of exhibitions from the boys. We are going to get the young boys to be talented in this area. For example, I started my sporting career in Holy Trinity. Let me just bust your bubbles. I was one time fastest man in this country. I represented Sierra Leone in major international competitions, and I also became the fastest university student. I went to university games. I went to All Africa games. I even went to World Games. It all started in that school. When I was just a new kid, and then I took it from that level, and then later I started to become a very great athlete. So we are going to nurture the boys. We are going to pick them when they are young, and then once they are grown up, once they are mature, they become serious athletes, they become national athletes, and then Sierra Leone will be proud of Holy Trinity boys. That is on the 12th of December, the Friday, and on the 13th we are going to have our annual general meeting. It's only for the old boys, registered old boys. You understand? That's the AGM. We are going to go there, and then we discuss. For example, when you go to the United Nations General Assembly, it's only for the president, you understand, and stakeholders. Of course, so on that day of our general AGM, we'll be having Toba executive members, led by the national president, Dr. Yambasu, you understand, and all of the executive members. So we are encouraging the Sonny boys to please register with your various regions, because we have executive right across this country. We have executive, we have a Western area executive, we have the Eastern region, we have the South, North, and it's, of course, on the last day, that's December, we'll be having our Thanksgiving and Mark Pass. And the Thanksgiving is going to be an open service, led by the bishop, who is the proprietor of the school, and then just after the Thanksgiving Mass, then we have a march right across the city of Kenema to exhibit the great school Toba. So it means if you're not fortunate to go to Toba, it means on that day we are going to intimidate you very seriously. And also we have side events. We have a lot of side events. And on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 6th of December, we'll be having the Western area, we'll be organizing a health walk in Freetown. Like I said, we have a national, this is a national cut across all this country. So on Wednesday, on Saturday, we'll be having the health walk for the Western area executive members. So we are going to include all Sonny boys that are based in Freetown. And then on that day, we have a start from Bosalt to Lumley Beach. It's a health walk. We have a message to preach, we have a message to sensitize, especially about Kush. You understand? So these are the few things, these are the random of our activities we'll be having next week, December. And of course, this month has been declared Toba Week, Toba month. From the start of the month, December 1st to December 31st, it's Toba Week. It's Toba month, so it's the time to celebrate, it's time to exhibit your talent, it's time to move around with your regalias, It's time to be neatly dressed and be disciplined as a Sunday boy.
I know.
Like I said, we are church boys, we are disciplined, and we want to live by that.
I know. So quickly before coming to Honorable Alpha Khan, but how cooperative is the Old Boys? I know these days you've seen the rapid involvement of Old Boys in their various schools, and you know, we've seen that competition. So how cooperative is Old Boys in terms of supporting projects, you know, motivating the boys, the ongoing school pupils, you know, for them to understand that they are there for purpose, and inspire them to understand that the discipline, like you mentioned, from the school, and what is the aims and objective of the school, and how they should understand that they have responsibility to keep that legacy from the school.
Okay, and there's a stanza in our school song that says, discipline in sports is not violence, and it's a key word of the school. And there's something called payback time as well in our school calendar. When you go to the school, they will tell you that you have to pay back to the school. You've been through the school, you've graduated, you're in university, you're now working, and then you have to pay back to the school. You understand? So the commitment is highly massive, and the ex-pupils are really, really committed, especially the national president, Dr. Yapasu, and the rest of the executive members. They are doing very, very well. And for example, there are a lot of people coming up with donations, a lot of people coming up with activities, giving scholarships to pupils, you know. So that is why, in fact, we are going to have the prize giving day.
Okay.
You know, the prize giving day is a process that we're going to serve as a payback time to the school. You understand? You have to go there and then you give your prize. We have an attached prizes. For example, you are going in the sports sector. I'm going to provide all the prizes for the athletics sports meets. You understand? That is a commitment I've done to the school, and other people are going to do it as well. So the commitment is huge. The love is huge. The payback time is huge. You can even see yesterday there was a campus parade in Kenema at ETU, the Eastern Technical University. There were a lot of Sunny boys there.
Okay.
You understand? So that was massive. You saw the jubilations, you saw the celebrations, the joy, the massive outcome. So it's overwhelming. It was very good. Okay. So the boys are ready, the Sunny boys are ready, the Sunny boys are ready to give back to the school. You know, even we have a block called Timothy's Building. Timothy, the Foreign Affairs Minister. You understand? So yesterday I was discussing with the boys, a friend, he said, Toba is just a new kid on the block. I told him we are church boys. Let me quote directly from the Bible. And the age of Methuselah, who lived for 99 years, cannot be compared to the wisdom of King Solomon. Yeah. We are just 61 years, but we are doing massive and excellent things. There's nowhere you can see a building meant for science teachers. There's nowhere. It is already meant in origin. To go there, you will see it. Timothy's building, Timothy's Cabot building. That is a massive payback time to the school. Yeah. You go to our field pitch, you see massive development. We have a track. We have the school building. We have a separate building separating the SSS and the SSS and the JSSS. You understand? We have the principal's building. These are all constructed by former pupils of the school. Okay. So that's the payback time. That's the commitment they have to give to the school. So that's the thing.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Fatuma. Let me reach out to Honorable Alpha Khan. It's very important, the president, in the capacity of as the chairman of ECOWAS, you know, since he took over as the chairman, he has been, you know, across the region trying to resolve issues, and which is very significant. This week he was in Guinea-Bissau after the coup, and he was there to see how best he could play his own part as chairman of the ECOWAS. But how significant is that for the president? He has been to Guinea, other places, to see how best ECOWAS could resolve some of these problems. But Guinea-Bissau is fresh. How significant is the president's visit to Guinea-Bissau?
Thank you very much. The month of November has been very busy, densely loaded for His Excellency in terms of activities. You know, it coincides with the month where Sierra Leone reassumed the presidency of the United Nations Security Council. And His Excellency was in the US to chair meetings. The first one was on the agri-food business of Sierra Leone, to lure investors to invest in Sierra Leone in the agriculture sector. There was another high-level discussion in the UN Security Council for the Sahel, difficulties that are security situation where it was able to champion resolution for there to be a standby force made up of ECOMOG, as well as contributions from the UN International Intervention Force. We also there had another meeting on the Gaza peace business, and he was able to, during his presidency, the UN adopted Resolution 2803, which sort of provides strategies for peace building, security, and the development of Gaza. So that was a very busy week for him. And of course, you know, from there he had to go to the G20 for the very first time. The G20 was held on African soil in Johannesburg. And he, as chair of ECOWAS, had to be there to represent ECOWAS in that. And he made the good contributions there, to the extent that he asked the G20 to provide what they call a compact for the minerals management, or critical minerals management of Africa, and also to pay more attention into climate resilience and effects of climate on development and investment. Thereafter, he went to Angola for the Africa-EU Summit, annual Africa-EU Summit. Again, the EU, we cannot discount them because they are investing in a lot of activities here. Even the Gandema Bridge that you just talked about, is EU money in there. The Magbele Bridge, the EU money there. The Mabang Bridge, the Matujong Bridge, you know. So they're doing so much for us here. So it was necessary for His Excellency to be there. Of course, he met with Sierra Leoneans there. A lot of Sierra Leoneans welcomed him, and they showed appreciation for what he was doing in country. But after that, when he came back, there were the problems that arose in Guinea-Bissau, which is just next door. And we know that Guinea-Bissau had held the presidency or the chairmanship of ECOWAS when we had our difficulties here, the August 10 and all that, and the president, Sissoko Embalo, was then the chair of ECOWAS. And he did a lot also to try and bring stability in Sierra Leone when he was heading that. So when this happened, coincidentally, the president was also the chair of ECOWAS. The first thing he did was to organize a virtual ECOWAS summit, which then decided that the coup itself was misplaced, and they condemned it, and also decided to suspend Guinea-Bissau as a country from all decision-making activities, bodies of the ECOWAS. But following up on that, I think it was the 1st of December, he had to travel to Guinea-Bissau to deliver the ECOWAS decision, and also to tell them that it was necessary for them to go back to constitutional democracy again, and we have to give a power. But I think that went well, to the extent that there might be now a need for a timetable to be put forward by the current leaders of Guinea-Bissau to try and put a timetable for the return to constitutional democracy. So that is how the president has been quite busy. And we are lucky that he's a strong man, he's energetic, because within the space of 1 week he's left the US, been to South Africa, go to Angola, come to Sierra Leone, back to Guinea-Bissau, and then back here the very next day he was at the MMTU to commission, or to inaugurate the program for the sustainable, what do you call it, the livelihoods, alternative livelihoods for young people who are chosen to be bike riders, to prepare them for a future beyond bike riding, to learn them skills, things like that, and give them certification. That was well attended also. Apart from just talking to them about there was also a presentation of about 200 bikes to some of them to start their own business. So this was what the presidents had been doing. But before that, he was also in Bo to inaugurate the Bo data center. They call it the Recovery Data Center, which is a backup of the data center which Orange has here in Freetown. In case there is a natural disaster here, data can be recovered from from Bo. So that is the Recovery Center. I understand it's about 23 million euro investment in that. Apart from that, we also got the good news that Ndima Bridge on Sunday, which I would have loved to be at, but I arrived here that morning from the US. I went to the United Nations Security Council, His Excellency, and when I came back, I arrived, it was early in the morning. There's too much of jet lag. I couldn't go. I couldn't go to Kenema because Ndema is a bridge which had been the river there itself. We used to have a ferry which sort of slowed down movement from the east to north. You know that road from Blama?
Yeah.
It goes right away, all the way up to Boajibu, Baumakonta, and beyond to Masingi. So it's a direct connection between the east and the northern part of Sierra Leone. I've used that before, and I have suffered the delays that used to be there at the ferry. And if you got there and the ferry people had sort of gone home for the evening and all that, you have to stay there till the morning for them to come back. But now, I heard a young lady was really very excited, very emotional when the bridge, she could walk across a place where she would come in the evening and stay there till the morning to wait for the ferry. At this time, she did it in minutes to get to our 7-mile village from that bridge. So that is a big developmental achievement for His Excellency. That is why we also, apart from calling him the peace builder, he's also a bridge builder, you know. So he's doing very well. And I think Sierra Leone is in the right direction at the moment.
Right, we're closing now. Let me come over to you, Fatoma. What will be your message to all Toba members, you know, and as you guys, you know, prepares, you know, for your 61st anniversary celebration?
So I am sending a message to all Sunny boys. Please let's show up next week for our celebration, for our massive a week celebration starting from Monday to Sunday. Let's show up and then let's enjoy, let's celebrate together. Let's celebrate discipline, let's celebrate integrity, academic excellence. Let's go there and exhibit to the people that Trinity is the best school. Trinity is the only complete boys school we have in Sierra Leone. And please, I'm encouraging all Sunny boys. Please try to get your regalias. The regalias are now out. We have the blazer that is out, and then it costs 1,500 leons. Please go in for it. And the blazer is top-notch, coming from UKNI. And as you can see, we want to be neatly dressed. And you know, the Colors Church boys want to go there, and then we exhibit discipline, we exhibit integrity, we exhibit neatness, and we want to be neatly dressed on that day. So go there, get your regalias, and please make sure you attend the full program. And because once you go there, be rest assured that you're going to meet with old friends, and you're going to see teachers you've never met before, old people you've interacted with, and so you go there, you have the opportunity to meet with them, and then you have fun. Don't forget that next week is Toba Week, and on Saturday we have the Western Area Health Walk exhibition here in Freetown. Make sure you're part of it. Make sure you're part of all Toba celebration, and then let's make this 61st-year celebration a colorful, unique, and a very outstanding celebration.
All right, thank you very much, Fatoma Sam. Public Relation Officer, Holy Trinity Old Boys Association, as they are planning to celebrate their 61st anniversary celebration. Honorable, what will be your message to Sierra Leoneans?
Well, I want to first of all say thank you to His Excellency the President for recognizing that the peace of Sierra Leone lies in the hands of the young people. And he has always maintained that. Being a young man himself, as a leader, he recognized that the best way to bring development is to seek peace. So when we were at war, he was the first one to go out into the bush and look for the rebel leader. Let us stop fighting. And that's why we're able to sit here today and be able to discuss and talk about the future. In the past, everybody will be in the bush running away. But President Bill made sure that he was able to bring the rebel leader out. And then, as a young man, he has recognized that the bike riders make up a very important demographic in this country. They are estimated to be membership of 1,200,000, which is almost 25% of the population of Sierra Leone. And as such, you cannot ignore that. And these are all young people. But they are the ones who are able to reach out into all corners of the country. Even in the remotest of areas, they provide transportation, they provide support for goods and services, and for people also. They even sometimes help the medical teams to move around there. So they're so important. But because they are also in contact with people every day, as the President said, they can be the ambassadors of talking to the people about peace, talking to them about national cohesion, how we can all work together in order to have a Sierra Leone that is very geared towards development for the future of this country. So for me, I think it was a good decision that he did, and also the leadership of the MMTU, the leadership of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, starting from the former minister, Oman Bangura, to the present, Ibrahim Sano. They are doing very well to get the young people together. Now I realize that in the program just before us, you had Onana Jallo of the Youth Service, and I listened to him, and all of the points that he was raising are the kind of things that make good hearing, good listening to older people like us, because now we know that if the youth keep to that, this country has a future, and that future is in the hands of the youth. So I thank His Excellency the President for prioritizing youth affairs for us to have a stable and a future-oriented country.
Thank you very much, Alhaji. Honorable Alpha Khan, Presidential Spokesman, and also Fatoma Sam, National Public Relation Officer, Holy Trinity Old Boys Association.